Alright, what is up, guys? It's the Kid 50, and welcome to a little thing. What are we gonna call this, actually? Well, anyway, welcome to another video. It's, I have DestinyDragonGod here with me today,
Oh, yay.
and this is part 2, actually, of a series that me and him are collaborating on. So the other part is going to be over on his channel. It's going to be the first part. There's going to be a link to the description, and probably on the video something will pop up leading to his channel. But today we're going to talk about the gaming industry. Now, we're not just going to talk, broadly about how it started and all that crap. It's really going to be on the current state of it and what are some of the things that are happening in the gaming industry. So, Antonio, would you like to start?
Oh, what's sort of happening with the industry?
Yeah.
Well, for the past 4 years now. Anyway, no, but for the past 4 years now, we've seen the industry go through a little bit of a decline in terms of DLC, price values, and overall just crappiness, as you'd say. Now, we could talk a little bit, we'll probably go into this, I guess. I don't know when Jordan wants to go into it, but the reasons why that's happening. But it's definitely been a very, very bad trend. And more recently, it's been getting a lot worse. With games such as, if you've seen the first part, Evolve and Destiny, we gave 2 examples. Now, why I guess you'd say this is a problem is because it's costing a lot of gamers money. I've seen a lot more comments generally on videos, some that I posted, some that other people have posted that have been like complaining about I don't have enough money anymore for these games. They're like overcharging me too much. And it's a very valid statement when, someone says you're overcharging for a game and you're ending up paying almost like $120 for that game total. Because we've gotten to the point now where I think some games, after you get like 3 games, you end up spending about as much as the system.
Yeah.
If not more, which is kind of insane if you think about it, but...
Yeah, so that's really another thing. That's really one of the big things that's happening right now is the amount of money that we're paying for games. Now, actually, not every developer is like this. If you look at Nintendo, most of the games are $40 still. And that's probably the reason why so many people are buying their games, or so many people have been buying their games for so long. Actually, sorry if I sound a little weird. I got my retainer in right now. Just kind of making my voice sound a little weird. But yeah, it's really because they kind of realized that, maybe you don't have to price them that high, because literally they're really doing it just because they want the money. Because
Well,
obviously Nintendo's still making a profit and they're selling it for $40. So any other company obviously couldn't they?
and before someone says in the comment section of his video or my video and says, well, you don't know how much work and stuff it does take to make a video or make a game and blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. Jordan is actually going into game development, so he's probably very aware of the time. And I'm pretty sure if a company can make a game like Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, which I would advise anybody looking up, you get the chance, if they can make that game with as much content as it is and charge less than $40, I think it's like $35, or is it $40 now?
I
It might
think
be
it's about 40.
$40 now. But they can charge $40 for that game and still have patches and stuff for free. They can charge $40 for most games. I'm sorry, but I don't see anybody's point when they say that. So, continue, please. Sorry.
Alright, now, yeah, we already talked about DLC and such on Antonio's channel. You have to go over to his channel to hit that up. But, really, another thing I want to talk about is, console development, really. So, console development, as we've seen, probably, I'll say this trend started with around, like, the PS2 Xbox generation, with adding non-game features into the game systems, such as, oh yeah, you can watch DVDs or you can watch Blu-rays and stuff on your consoles. Now, really, obviously, this makes the price of buying a console go up, because now they have to put a Blu-ray DVD player in there, which for PS3 or and up, that's actually the type of disc that they use for the regular game. But really, it's just driving up the price for no reason. Most people already have a DVD player or things like that in their house, or so really it doesn't make any sense to me. You have any thoughts on that, Antonio?
How they're just driving the price off like crazy?
Yeah.
Well, currently, I do not have, I'm going to say I don't have a very, very good high-paying job at the moment. So, do I feel affected by it? Definitely, but I guess you'd say, is it becoming a problem? Yeah, I feel like it is. I feel like it's bad, but I feel like it also is going to get worse if we're not careful. And yeah. Also, it does sound like I'm coming like a bit like weird, and I'm kind of like interrupting in some points. Sorry. The way that actually I'm doing this right now, I'm actually editing the first episode as we speak to get it as fast as possible.
Yeah. But all right. What else really is there? I know you're more planned than me on this subject right now.
Oh yeah, the industry. So you actually told me a little bit about this, but publisher citing.
Yes, I completely forgot about that. So, really, we're gonna publishers. Let me start off with an okay publisher, such as.
You might want to explain to some people that are wondering, like, what's the difference between a developer and a publisher.
Okay, yeah. So, the difference between a developer and a publisher are like, say you want to get a lot of publicity for your game, or like a lot of hype around your game. Usually you'd have a publisher go out and advertise your game, like, hey, we're partnering with these guys, or like they're usually companies sometimes that used to make games, but now they're just focused on finishing up the project. Like the developer will send them the end product. They'll get it verified by AAA and all that stuff for certain games, and then they'll ship it off. So they usually do come up with a contract with the developer saying, hey, we want you to put this in the game, or we need you to put these certain limitations on the game, or like what certain stuff you can put in.
Destiny.
Activision, no. Oh, sorry. Slipped out. But, yeah, so why don't we just talk about them, actually? We're going to talk about some of the
companies that are kind of causing this problem.
So,
yeah, hopefully we don't turn this into another Destiny rant, but Activision.
Yeah, we're gonna start with Activision.
Yeah, there's two companies we'll probably focus on. One is EA, or Electronic Arts, but we'll talk about Activision first, and let's talk about Destiny first. Anyway, Activision. So what Activision primarily they're known for is, I'm pretty sure it's Call of Duty.
Yep, really it's just Call of Duty.
Yeah, I'd say they're primarily known. They might do other stuff, but I'm pretty sure they're primarily known for doing Call of Duty games. Now, the company is called Activision Blizzard now. I think they kind of got bought a little bit earlier, I think 2 years ago. But, yes, the company now is known as Activision Blizzard. Now, they were not, I don't think, involved. They were involved with the publishing. Once again, they were involved with the publishing of Call of Duty, but Advanced Warfare. But they were not involved with the gameplay of the new one, which is Sledgehammer, I think, who did it.
Now, actually, I just have something just off on a little tangent. If you notice the games that people say their favorite Call of Duty games actually aren't made usually by Activision. Black Ops, one of the bigger series that everyone liked, was made by Treyarch, or published by Treyarch instead of Activision.
Yeah. And another one Treyarch did, or was it Treyarch or Infinity Ward that did Modern Warfare 2?
I think it was both of them, actually. Might have been a collab.
That's thought to be one of the best, and Activision might have, I think they published a little bit of that one, or was it Modern Warfare 3 they published? It was one of the Modern Warfares they did. But, yes, Modern Warfare 2 is actually considered one of the best Call of Duties in the franchise. Personally, I think Modern Warfare 3 was one of the best.
Yeah, I think Modern Warfare 3 was my favorite, at least.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 3 was probably my favorite. Now, I will admit that Modern Warfare 2 did have a couple things that Modern Warfare 3 didn't have that I kind of enjoyed, such as my F-2000. It eludes me so long. the Belgian waffle maker. Anyway, yeah, that's the nickname, the Belgian waffle maker. Take that how you like. Anyway, yeah. So talking more about like what the how the what's the difference? Let's talk a little bit. What's the difference a publisher can make as opposed to not having a publisher?
Okay.
Because it is possible to like if you want to, like if, for example, Destiny, if Bungie wanted to, it would be harder, but they could self-publish Destiny.
Okay, so really the things that publishers bring to the table is like stability in their product. As in, they're a big name, or they're a name that's known, and they also do a lot of the marketing for the actual products. So they're the ones who like make the commercials or like get together with the developers to get the budgets and everything ready for these products and then send them out. So that's really why they make their contracts like that. Like, hey, we get a certain part of your money from this game because we helped you market it or we helped you get a lot of publicity from it. Now, personally, as Antonio was talking about with Bungie, Bungie has enough publicity on its own to put out a game. Everyone knows them because, they're developers of Halo, everyone's favorite Xbox game. Yeah, so really I don't see why they couldn't have, but I guess, profit.
Profit. Money. Money. Mr. Krabs. Anyway. Yeah, so now, talking a little bit about Activision's core structure, now we kind of talked about what a publisher really is and what they do for the companies or provide for the game. What does Activision bring to the table? Or I could say, what do they supply? Activision is, as much as I do not like to admit it, Activision is a very prominent, very prominent game company.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's true. They are very rolling in dough, as they know, as all of us will know. They are very, very good at what they do. Now, that's not to say that it's right, but they are very, very good at what they do. Now, they could take a game and Destiny, but they could take a game and they can cut a lot of stuff out of said game, but still reap in a lot of profit from it. Because they know how to play their cards right. Unfortunately,
and they know how to, as you said, cut off games and make them into DLC.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what happens. It's a very morally wrong way of doing business, but to some degree, business morals can alter,
And sometimes they're blended so much that there's not a fine line between them.
Yeah, you got to be careful when you're talking about morality in business because it can be a very, very interesting topic, but it can also be a very, very scarce topic. But anyway, yeah. So what is so special about why would a company like you? Why would you want a company like Activision? Let's talk about that a bit.
Okay, so.
Go ahead. Sorry, I was just thinking of something off the top of my head.
Oh no, you can go ahead first if you want.
Well, I was gonna say. Well, I think we a little bit said it, but I just like a little bit of more elaboration because I kind of like skimmed over it.
Yeah, really, just pure. Let's see. Profit margins, as we already talked about, the increase of the amount of money that you get from it because, like I said, they do everything for you in the promotion of the game. This is why we have a great example of this, Destiny. It was hyped. It was hyped to hell, I swear. There was like commercials everywhere. You go on YouTube and you see freaking commercials everywhere. Yeah. Even GameStop partnered with them with the Red Sparrow deal. And that got everybody thinking, hey, this game's going to be freaking awesome. But, well, hey, that game's okay.
Yeah. It just is not the game where it was not where it needed to be.
Yeah.
And it was definitely, it was a big eye-opener for some of us. It was the final straw for some of us. The moment we were like, enough is enough. But,
yeah. But, one of the other things is like, crap, I can't remember what I was going to say.
That's okay.
See, people, this is what happens when you don't write notes.
Yeah, so people are wondering, yes, we did kind of write a little questionnaire script for us so we could focus on these options. That's one of the reasons why I said in the last video that it took a little bit of time to bring this stuff together. Because unlike a general podcast where you're kind of just talking about whatever comes off the top of your head, we were really trying to center it on certain things and some of the reasons, problems with it. But I guess we can go ahead and skip to EA if we want to talk about EA.
Ah, yes. Our good friends at EA. Now, if I'm not mistaken, they were a big part of Battlefield, am I right?
Yes. Battlefield, all the Battlefields up to, what was it? No, they were involved with Hardline. Yep, Battlefield Hardline as well.
They're on 4 too?
Yep.
Actually, I'm playing 4 right now as we speak.
Hey, Jordan, that's a good question. Is Battlefield 4 still broken?
I can confirm because I'm playing right now. Yes, it is still broken.
Yep, it was EA.
So, why don't we go into EA's escapades? I might get a little bit of this footage so I can show you guys like some of the things that actually go on in this game. But let's see. Why don't we start off with the first thing with Battlefield, which is Battlefield Premium. Now you may be wondering, what's Battlefield Premium, Jordan? Well, I'm gonna tell you. Battlefield Premium is basically a service or a little thing that you can buy that gets you basically double XP weekends. Sometimes you get DLCs quicker. You get a couple of other things earlier than most other people. Now, with that said, it's $20 plus the $60 you're already paying for the game, and then even though you have premium, you're still gonna pay almost full price for most of the DLC anyway. So it's like, what are you? You're basically paying over $150 for a game. And then number 2, why don't we go to basically this is the same kind of stuff that Activision does, where they just kind of push out a game like turds. But the thing that they did was with Battlefield, there's a big problem. It's called Levolution. Now you might think that's awesome. Levolution is
it's a very good idea.
It's a very good idea. So basically, like take a map like Siege of Shanghai, which actually I'm playing on right now, and there's the big old skyscraper in the middle.
I'm gonna vomit.
Now, if I was to run up to this building and start laying down bombs and things, you could blow up the building, the skyscraper, and the skyscraper will fall down and create a new area for you to fight in, which is basically the evolution of the level, aka Levolution. But see, here's the problem. Levolution crashes the game. Like really bad. So
let's put it this way. It's not like before Jordan, real quick, before you continue, it's not the stress how bad this is, it's not like it's a once in a blue moon thing. If you're staring at the object that is currently falling down, and it has a bunch of debris and it, messes with your frame rate, you will crash.
And we have actually, I remember a time where we were playing, and there's a great example of this actually. We were playing on Lankang Dam, and that's the one with the big dam that you can blow up, and all the rocks and stuff would tumble down, the water starts coming out. So we were flying overhead in a helicopter, and all of a sudden we see the dam start breaking down, and Antonio starts yelling, "No, don't look at it! Don't look at it!" And then I just slowly turn as my frame rate decreases to look at it, and I freeze.
Exactly. And I was screaming this because I had crashed earlier, I think 2 or so games ago before we got on. Or I got on with the Kid 50, and I crashed the same way. And it wasn't like, looking at it will crash you, but just being in the vicinity will generally lag you to hell. So I was screaming, "Don't look at it," but I was still being hit with the, frame rate drop. Because I don't know if it's a processing power. Like, I would like to assume that it's not that the game can't keep up with it. Or, sorry, it's not that the game can't keep up with it. It's the system's fine. The game can't keep up with it is what I meant to say. Sorry. And before people start asking, well, I think we already answered this a little bit, but people are like, well, didn't they fix all this? Not really. You will still find there's very big underlying problems with the game. Still. Now this is how many? It's been like a year and a half, right?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, about.
Since Battlefield 4 came out. Now, in that all that time, they still have not fixed the game. No. They've added some features, but it still crashes you to some degree. Now, I will admit, the crashing has it's less than it was, but it still happens badly.
Yeah, when it does happen.
They still have bad texturing problems. If Jordan's playing Battlefield right now, if you switch to an iron sight on your gun,
oh god,
and respawn too quickly, it cannot load your character all the way, and it might load your character very deformed for your friends, and it will load your iron sights blacked out with a little black square in it so you can't see.
AKA Spaghetti Man.
Oh god. So yeah, Spaghetti Man, for anybody wondering, it's a texturing glitch that happens when generally someone is either prone on the ground, which means they're laying on their belly or something, and they get up too quickly, or they eject out of something and they're moving too fast, and their body cannot keep up with what's actually happening in the game, so their arms and legs start to stretch like spaghetti. Henceforth, Spaghetti Man.
Everyone's bedtime friend.
Yeah. So, I unfortunately I don't have any gameplay of Spaghetti Man, although I think he was confirmed being in Hardline, so if you play Battlefield Hardline, I'm sure you'll see him. And also talking about Hardline a bit more, if you want to, are we still talking about Battlefield 4, or do you want to talk about Hardline a bit?
Sure, they're both the same franchise. We can talk about both of them.
Yeah, so I was going to do a review for this game, and I just didn't have the chance to. I did play it a lot. Don't get me wrong, I really played it. I just didn't have the chance. I couldn't record it at the time. And I think you'll see in the first part of me some of the miscellaneous stuff I did record. It was actually pretty decent. But what I liked about Battlefield Hardline was it brought back that system of purchasing weapons. I really liked that. I think Black Ops 1 had the system for purchasing weapons.
Yep, it did.
And I like that. I feel like in Battlefield Hardline, if you play, what was the mode we played that we just kept getting money on? Was
Heist.
Was it Heist, or was it the one where you're in the car?
Hotline, that's the one where you have to drive around and get speed in the car and then you get points. It's actually Heist where you have to steal the money from the vaults.
But one of them got you, if you didn't eat, I think in Heist, if you deliver it, you get a bunch of money. I think it was Hotline, because on Hotline, all we needed, because we were just driving around, and we were
you just literally drive around.
Yeah, all you do is just drive a mobile conquest plane, and we were just getting a bunch of money for doing it. Now, is that broken or is it good? It's good to me. I feel like it's a really good way. If you just really want to just get this one gun, you can go play Hotline. It's a really easy mode to understand, and it's actually, to me, a little bit funner than Conquest. Because it's not like stationary.
Yeah, it's more mobile, which
it's more mobile.
Not that bad.
I do like that, there's no super big like RPGs and stuff. You gotta go find them on the map. It's because it is a cops and robbers style of game, so you're not gonna get military-esque weapons like rocket launchers and stuff. Just off your person. You gotta go find them. That's okay. Yeah. I think it's fair.
That's what I was actually worried about, is that the criminals will have all the freaking military-grade weapons. Like, where are they getting them from?
Yeah. But I do like this thing. The beta was fun. Now, granted, the maps there were no maps that really had Levolution to a degree. There's the one map that has the dust storm, and I felt a little bit of frame rate tankage sometimes. I don't think I showed it in this video, but there was a lot of frame rate tankage, but it was not, as bad as Levolution was. Now, granted, the other thing I did say was, they were, at least if there is still that problem, they played their cards right, because we did not play any maps minus the city map that had Levolution in it. And I don't even think the city map didn't have the Levolution part, the crane.
Oh, yeah.
You could not take down the crane. Now, I don't know if they got rid of Levolution altogether, or if it's just, not in that mode, but we did not see any Levolution. So, we can't really say for certain if they fixed it or if they didn't. So, I remember in the beta, in I think September or whatever last year, that there were still a lot of crashes with the crane still. But they could have obviously fixed that since then. And one of the things that I did at least have to commemorate EA for was the game was pretty bad. It's really hard to say this, or not really hard to say this, but it's really hard not to see this. But the game is kind of a copy and paste of Battlefield 4.
Yeah, that's really what I was going to talk about. Is like the sad part, or like the really bad part about that game is just that it's literally like a copy and paste job of the
So,
game.
like, character-wise, there's a little bit of skin difference. The characters really aren't even textured that well. It's better than when the first... There was 2 betas, people keep that in mind, but the first beta was not as good as the second one, character-wise, gun-wise, and everything else. I would like to say texturing of places. There was a couple of graphical glitches I was getting. You will see this in one of the party nights I put out very soon. There was a very bad graphical glitch I got on the map where the sandstorm happened, and the map began to unravel itself.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I remember screaming at Killer because I couldn't, I was talking to him, and I was driving the car, and I could not see what was in front of me because I kept, glitching out.
Well, that sounds like great fun.
Yeah. But I guess the theory is, do we think the game is, I mean, going back to the industry thing here, what EA and Activision have been doing, was it really bad? Was it good? Is it, is that the root of the problem with, the industry? Are those 2 companies? I honestly don't want to say it's the root of the industry as a whole. I think there's a lot of other stuff that's helping that along.
Yeah.
And talking about, I guess this brings us to the next topic, is what is really making the industry tank, or what do we feel like is really making the industry decline?
Oh no.
What's on now?
Levolution.
Don't look. Anyway.
I'm on top of the skyscraper.
Well, you're effed. You might have in this video crashing. Did you crash?
No. I died.
Oh, you died.
I didn't crash. Thank
Well, the good
Lord.
thing is if you do die to the Levolution, generally you won't crash. Unless you respawn and immediately freeze. Because that's happened multiple times.
Yep.
But anyway, no, so, yes, talking about more of, what is the real problem with the industry. So, industry-wise as a whole, how should I put this? I think one of the big problems is definitely DLC. I think companies are becoming greedy.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it as I see it. I think a lot of companies are becoming really greedy. And I think it's time that the gamers put their foot down about this. Okay? I talked about this a little bit in the end of the first part. We make their income. Or the majority of their income, I should say. The moment, we put our foot down, they might not listen to everything we have to say, but they will have to make some, compromises because we are the majority of their income. Now, how would we go about doing this? Well, for instance, for Destiny, I'm not buying any more of the DLC.
Yep.
I probably won't be buying any more of the DLC. If the comment is less than $20 or at least $20, I might purchase it. But as for the other smaller expansions, I'm not paying $20 for that. No more. Am I going to stick with Destiny all the way? I don't know. Maybe I'll see a Destiny 2 too. That was funny anyway. But yeah, what about Evolve? I'm not going to purchase Evolve unless it goes on sale. I'm sorry people want to see me play that game. I have played it a lot and I'm really good as the monster and the support, I think, but I'm probably not going to buy it unless it goes down to $30 to $40. Jordan, how about you? What are you going to do?
Really? I mean, you really do have to take a conscious personal effort, but yeah, the thing that's really going to change it is having everyone go at it. But, for my personal, it's probably just going to be about the same. Like, I'm not really going to buy any more games. There might be some old games I want to play that I might get, but I'm not purchasing, actually, I gave away all of my Call of Duty games. I don't own any more Call of Duty games.
Yeah,
I'm not purchasing any more of those. Yeah.
Yeah, Call of Duty games, and I haven't bought one in the last 2 years.
Yeah, and then, let's see, for Destiny, if it's not at least, if even if it's like $20, any new DLC, it's not. I'm not gonna buy it because I've already wasted $95 on this game.
Yeah, at this point, and this goes with this first video a bit more, but if Destiny does not make good on House of Wolves, it's a hit or miss. They're gonna either, if they make it, the game will do okay, I think. You know, the DLC is decent, it'll do good. Now, me and Jordan, like we said, we got the expansion pass, so technically we already have it. That's why it's $95 for us. Now, if they miss with this DLC, Destiny is probably gonna die out. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Maybe not as fast as as some people might think it will, but it will eventually begin to degrade. I guarantee the second Destiny is not going to do as good as the first one did. And some people were like, well, I know a lot of companies bounce back from that real good, and they always promise this, and the second one's generally the best one in the game. That might be, the best one in the series, but that might be true. But they, unlike other companies, they really, really effed up with Destiny.
And actually, well, I don't want to get into this because I'm actually going to do this in a separate video. But I feel like the biggest way that you could fix Destiny is to just wait until the second version. Like, I've seen some articles and stuff talking about Destiny's the first game that needs a lore patch. Really, injecting lore that isn't already in the base story, I feel like is a really bad idea. Because that basically changes your perspective. And plus, the people who have already played the game are going to feel weird. Like, how come we didn't play this earlier? Like, why didn't I hear this earlier in the story? It doesn't fit right into the game anymore.
Yeah. But, so on the final thoughts, where do we think the industry's going if none of this stuff happens?
Well,
you gotta take a huff and a breath and kiss your bum goodbye. I don't know. So
exactly.
It definitely will become one of those things where you'll see a lot of AAA releases, and for those of you that can actually purchase them, will. But I'll see a decline in like what I'll be getting or what I'll be, purchasing.
Definitely.
I've definitely, after Destiny, I've been making a lot smarter decisions with what I've been purchasing.
Yeah, I think probably the last big game I'm gonna get is No Man's Sky.
Yeah. Now, I think I said in the first video, but No Man's Sky is sort of like Destiny was the hope for shooter game people. It was the hope that a shooter game could actually do something brilliant and break us out of this trend. It didn't. No Man's Sky, becoming from an indie developer as well. 18 quintillion planets, all procedurally generated. And don't make that throw you off. These planets are cool. I've seen what some of them look like.
Yep, actually, if you want to look at some of those ideas and stuff, you can check it out on his channel.
Yeah, I will probably have some No Man's Sky videos in the first, God, sorry. Very sick or not doing well, but, yeah, I'll probably have some of those in the first. But, yeah, really need to hanker these gears down. If we don't start thinking, if we don't start doing anything very soon, we're going to start experiencing a lot of bad problems.
Yeah.
And to that degree, we've gotten to the point where it's like enough is enough.
Alright. Well, I guess it's going to be about it for this video.
Yeah.
Don't forget to go check out the first part of this on Antonio's channel, DestinyDragonGod.
And also, in both of our description boxes below, and the part 1 and part 2, please tell us if you'd like us to do like a week, and maybe I don't know, weekly. We'll probably think about it, but tell us if you'd like to see this as like a podcast thing, not just about these topics, but anything.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have other people on too.
Yeah, it won't be just us all the time. We'll try to get maybe you'll see Cheeky involved. Maybe you'll see my other friend John. You might see King Crack-a-Lackin' a few times. But definitely just tell us, would you like to see more of this? Would you like to see something else? Like, is there a topic you feel like we didn't... If you feel like we didn't say something in this that we could have talked about, please ask in the comment section. We'll try to clarify as much as we can. And, yeah, thank you guys for watching. You want to send us out, Jordan?
Yep. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been the Kid 50 and Destiny Dragon. And I will see you guys when I see you guys.
See ya!